friends, once upon a time, a professor walked into a classroom and said to the students, "Children, today you all have a surprise test." Hearing the words surprise test, all the students got nervous and anxious. Then, the professor placed the test papers face down on every student's desk and said, "No one will turn the paper over until I tell you to." Everyone followed his instructions. Once all the test papers were distributed, the professor finally said, "All right, children, now your surprise test begins. You may turn your papers over." As soon as the students flipped their papers, they were shocked. There were no questions written on the page. Right in the center of the paper was a small black dot. Confused, the students looked at the professor and asked, "Sir, there are no questions, only a black dot. What does this mean?" The professor smiled and replied, "Children, this is your surprise test. You must write whatever you observe on this paper." The students were even more confused. They kept staring at the page, unsure of what to write. Still, one by one, they began writing their answers, each from their own point of view, describing what they saw on the paper. Once everyone had completed the test, the professor collected all the answer sheets and began reading them aloud in class. To his surprise, every single student had written only about the small black dot. Then the professor said, "Children, I'm sorry to say, you all have failed this test." Hearing this, the students were shocked. They looked at the professor with confusion and curiosity. Then, the professor said something deeply insightful. This was not an academic test. It was a test of positive thinking. All of you had a large blank white sheet in front of you, but your eyes, your thoughts, and your words focused only on the small black dot in the center. Not a single one of you talked about the wide white space on the paper. You ignored the bigger, brighter part completely. And children, isn't that exactly what we do in life?
Our life is just like that test paper, and that tiny black dot represents our problems, failures, and worries, while the white space symbolizes the thousands of blessings God has given us. We never pay attention to those. Instead, we keep focusing only on what's wrong in our life. Now, this doesn't mean that we should ignore our problems. No. But what it does mean is that we must look at our problems through the lens of gratitude and positivity. Only then will we be able to solve them wisely without letting them overpower us. Unfortunately, in real life too, we often get disheartened by the small, temporary failures and little troubles that come our way. We forget the bigger picture. We forget the blessings we have that so many others don't. For example, you have a healthy body, while in the world, 15 out of every 100 people are born with disabilities. You have loving and caring parents, while 8 out of every 100 children are orphans. You live safely inside your home, while in many parts of the world, war is raging on. Millions are dying, homeless, hungry, and displaced. Your situation, compared to theirs, is 1,000 times better. So stop being sad over small troubles. Face them with courage, and above all, be grateful. Grateful for everything God has given you. That's what brings peace, power, and perspective. Please share this story with your children, your friends, and your loved ones. Someone out there might need to hear this right now. Support this effort to keep you positive. Like the video and subscribe to Enlightening Story. Thank you for watching.